Philippines, inhabited for some 250,000 years. By the time the Spanish arrived in the 16th century, the island had been trading with Chinese merchants for hundreds of years, and Islamic settlers from Brunei lived in the south of the archipelago. The Spanish turned these disparate islands into a nation named in honor of King Philip II and introduced Roman Catholicism, which had an impact that continues to be felt today, with most Filipinos identifying themselves as Catholic. Philippines culture, Roman Catholic 86%. The rest are made up mostly of Muslims, other Christian denomination, Buddhists, and Taoists. And the language in the Philippines is Filipino, based on Tagalog. In the national language, although it is the native tongue of less than a quarter of the population, English is widely spoken, Spanish much less so. There are around 170 indigenous languages in total, with hundreds more dialects. Malaysia. Language in Malaysia, the Malay language, is an Austronesian language spoken not only by Malaysians but all Malay people who reside in the Malay Peninsula, southern Thailand, the Philippines, Singapore, Central Eastern Sumatra, the Rayo Islands, parts of the coast of Borneo, Cocos, and Christmas Islands in Australia. It is also very similar to Indonesian, known locally as Bahasa Indonesia. In Malaysia, the language is officially known as Bahasa Malaysia, which translates as the Malaysian language. The term, which was introduced by the National Language Act 1967, was predominant until the 1990s, when most academics and government officials reverted to Bahasa Melayu, which is used in the Malay version of the Federal Constitution. Malaysian culture and society. A multicultural society, Malaysia is a multicultural. The main ethnic groups are the native Malays, as well as large population of Chinese and Indians. When visiting the country, it is clear that the ethnicities retain their religions, customs, and way of life. The most important festivals of each group are public holidays. Although growing up, children are educated in the same schools and will eventually work in the same offices. Few marry outside their own ethnicity. Families tend to socialize within their own ethnic group, all part of retaining their individual traditional lifestyles. Despite the ethnic differences, there are commonalities culturally speaking. Indonesia. The discovery of the remains of Java man suggests that Indonesia was inhabited by early humans as early as 1.5 million years ago, but little evidence remains of early tribal civilizations. In the 7th century, Indonesia fell under the influence of the Srivijaya kingdom, bringing Hinduism and Buddhism to the island for the first time. Islam arrived in the 13th century, and Java and Sumatra became powerful sultanates, while other islands continued to follow Hindu, Buddhist, and animist tradition. The Portuguese were the first Europeans to settle in Indonesia in 1512, establishing trade posts for valuable species such as nutmeg and cloves. Dutch and British traders followed in their footsteps. And Indonesia culture, it is 7% Muslim. Religion in Indonesia, it is 7% Muslim, 10% Christian, 1.7% Hindu, with the remaining practice Buddhism or other faiths. Social convention in Indonesia. And language in Indonesia. Bahasa Indonesia is the official national language of Indonesia. Altogether, there are an estimated 700 indigenous languages and dialects spoken in the archipelago. Most formal education, administration, media, and other forms of communication are conducted in Indonesia. English is widely spoken in tourist area.